Hello, everyone. Welcome in today. I hope you're having a good day. Today is Sebastian Rogers' 17th birthday. Welcome in to all of you. Let me go ahead and stop this. One second. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, I'll be right there. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It is Sebastian's 17th birthday. If you missed our live today honoring Sebastian, please go back and watch it. This is his 17th birthday. Culver's did an awareness event for him, and Seth was there at Culver's, and KP went on a channel and without CP and spoke about Sebastian. They talked about Sebastian. They did, oh, excuse my doggy. They did a fundraiser for Sebastian, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that. Many of you were upset thinking we would not hear from Katie today. So we did, and we're going to go over what was said. And I do want to thank all of you for being part of Sebastian's army, for supporting Sebastian, and for Seth, and for all the loved ones. And we need to keep our focus on bringing him home. Hey, Juicy Jules. We know how it goes, but I'm going to share with you everything she said. She didn't have CP there, so we get to hear a little bit more information as to what she's thinking. Hey, A. Higgins. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to present the information to you. I'm going to do it with grace because I'm glad she spoke. I do want her to continue to speak for Sebastian. I'm going to break, hi, Nicey. Hey, Bliss. I'm going to break it down for you all. My thoughts on it. I'll have the description in the link, or the link in the description for you. But I want to make some channel announcements as well. I have some. This is a new photo that KP shared, by the way, of Sebastian. She shared many new photos, although they are all of him being very young. Hi, Michelle Pacework. But we have a few channel announcements I want to make out to you. Don't forget that I have an upcoming announcement, and I put the first clue to that upcoming announcement in the community tab yesterday, I believe. It's with the channel wish list. You all had asked for a wish list for the channel. The equipment's what I put on high priority, and then I put a bunch of random stuff in there. But inside there is your first clue to the announcement that is coming up. If you want to guess, put it in the comments under that clue. Then the second clue was today in the post I just did a couple hours ago. There is a second clue in that post. So don't miss those clues. I will be making an announcement coming up end of December. Let's see if you guys can guess. If you want to guess after each community post, put it in the comments under the post. I am receiving submissions for the ugly holiday sweater contest. Have you sent your submission in? Will you be the winner? Rules are in a community post from the other day. It's in the community post. You can go in and get the rules. I am receiving submissions. I will be announcing the winner of the ugly holiday party and their prize at our holiday party. Come one, come all. If you're in the bushes, if you're visiting, if you're wherever you are, a member, a mod, a subscriber, a visitor, you replay crew, come and join us December 23rd at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We have jewelry that's already been donated. We have a virtual gift card that's been donated. I'm going to be giving away channel merch. I'm going to be giving away some channel merch. And then we are going to have a grand old time like we did on Mother's Day. We are going to do a Secret Santa style prizes also. And I'm telling you, I received beautiful jewelry again, photos, and I'm going to be putting up the photos of the prizes as we get more. If you want to donate, please email me at crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. If you would like to donate something for trivia and prizes, we're going to do that so we'll do trivia, couple trivias with some prizes. The prize for the ugly holiday sweater will be announced that night. And then the prizes that we have remaining, we'll do the spin of the names in the chat, and the name that comes up can pick the first prize. Then the second name will get a choice to choose the prize the first person chose, or another prize. If they choose the prize the first person chose, then that person gets to pick another prize, and so on and so forth until the prizes are gone. So get your holiday sweater, your ugly holiday sweaters in. Don't forget to mark the date. 5 p.m. Eastern time is our holiday party with lots of prizes. We'll have trivia, Secret Santa style prizes, the announcement of the winner of the ugly holiday sweater. It cannot be a stock photo. You must be in it. But when I show the winner, I will block your face. I promise. I promise. So that is where we are right now as far as channel news. But see if you can guess those questions, those clues of the upcoming announcement coming up. So yes, indeed. Sebastian Rogers has a birthday today. He is 17 years old. I pray next year he will be drinking a malt with his loved ones. Let's bring him home, friends. Many of you, including myself, were concerned because it sounded like KP was not going to Culver's, but she did something different. And with Grace, I want to share the information because she came out. That's what we need. We need the mom, Sebastian's mom, in front of that camera. Hello, everyone. Oh, Amber says, I'm not feeling Christmas this year, but I hope everyone else has a good one. That's why we gather, Amber, just for those of you new to the channel. I spend holidays. I spent time with you on Thanksgiving. You'll see me pop in Christmas Eve, spend time with you all. Christmas morning or day, I'm not sure, depending on what's going on here, I will spend time with you all, and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, because sometimes we aren't feeling it. This is the first year my mom's not with us for Christmas, so I get it. So I do try and create a place where we can all be, regardless of what's going on in our lives for the holidays, because holidays can be really hard. So Amber, hang out with us. We'll be here. We will be here. And that's why we do it. It's a hard time for everyone. I mean, parents with missing people, missing children, family members with missing children. Remember last year we were doing a holiday event. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been Labor Day. I don't recall. And Seth came in, and it was just nice that he had a place to come during that holiday. So anyone, welcome in, join us. We want everyone to know you belong somewhere. Kiki says, I don't even remember last year Christmas after my dad's passing. I get it. I get it, Kiki. And by the way, hello, good to see you. Good to see all of you. You know, I feel the same way. I'm struggling. Hey, Gypsy, thank you for being here, Damon. I'm struggling. Thanksgiving was hard on me because it was my year, our first year without mom and dad. So it was a tough one. And this Christmas will be the reminder also. I guess we did have mom. What am I saying? We did have mom with us last Christmas, but it was our last days, final days with her. So I did get to spend Christmas, now that I think of it, last year with her. But she really wasn't herself, you know. It's good to see all of you. So let's get right to it. KP, they did a fundraiser for all the missing children. And apparently KP chose the agency that would receive the funds in honor of Sebastian, and it was for autism. And I will let you know as soon as I go through my note. American Autism Association. They did a fundraiser for the American Autism Association. Oh my goodness, Lolly, your mom passed on Christmas Day. Bless you. This past Christmas, Lolly, it's got to be hard. I know we all have had a lot of loss. And when it's around the holidays, it just makes it harder, doesn't it? Prayers back at you, my friends. I get it. I get it. And Lolly, I didn't realize your mom passed on Christmas Day. My mom's birthday's the day after Christmas too. So it's just kind of a hard season. In 1994. Wow. And I bet it doesn't get easier because it happened on a holiday. My father's father died on Thanksgiving. So it's so hard when it's around holidays because it's that constant pang of pain. But Lolly, we got you, girl. We're here for you. I'll be on some point in Christmas if you just want to come hang with us. So KP went on, my friends, and oh my goodness, Lolly, your dad passed years later on Valentine's Day. Oh my goodness. That is tough, everyone. I am so sorry to hear that. We are family here. We truly are. Thank you, Be Kind, for saying that. We do like to gather and lift each other up. And hello to everyone who's here. I haven't greeted you personally. Forgive me. I'm going to get right to it. KP may not have been at Culver's, but she was somewhere in honor of Sebastian. Many of you were upset. You thought perhaps she wasn't going to make an appearance. So I think we need to be happy she did because it's what Sebastian needs. It's what Sebastian needs. Back at you, Lolly. We got you, girl. It's what Sebastian needs. So I'm going to try and do this and leave my opinions out of it. You know my opinions. You know my feelings. If you read the community post I put out a little bit ago, my feelings are in there. And then I saw that KP came on. And so I'm going to do this and relay the information. Hold on, I want to star that. I'm going to get to your comments in a second. You have amazing comments going on, but I want to start and then I'm going to go back in and out to the chat tonight. Okay. So KP was on a channel. She wasn't at Culver's, but she did a fundraiser. They did a fundraiser. KP chose the American Autism Association in honor of Sebastian. They referred to it kind of paying it forward. So the fundraiser, KP would like to start paying it forward for everything everyone has done for Sebastian. Okay. Here is a new photo of Sebastian. She shared many photos. And I'm sorry because it's always hard to hear a mom, and so I know it's really hard, to talk about a child missing on his birthday. And it's hard today. Okay. So forgive me, please, if I choke up a little bit today. I'm looking at that cute face. Let me take our party down here. I'm looking at that cute face, and I know he's been gone 650 days, but both his parents were somewhere for him today. And that's what's best for Sebastian. That's what's best for Sebastian. So I'm happy both were present today for Sebastian. Let me tell you what she said. She shared many photos. They were all younger of Sebastian. KP did say she was trying to show diversity in photos so people could get an idea of who Sebastian is. His personality. Hi, Bobby. His personality. Now, the photos are all young. I think the oldest was his 8th grade graduation, and that was and then was one of the oldest ones. I was disappointed they were younger. I really was. I think the more we get out there of what he looks like now, I know, Gypsy, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. Um, but a lot of his personality's in those photos. I will tell you, a lot of there are several photos in there when he's not the age 15 he was when he went missing, but close, like at a haunted house and things like that, and it's family photos of CP, KP, and Sebastian that haven't been shared before. Now, I have some comments on the ages and when the photos of Sebastian with CP and then them being younger, and later on, do we see any of him older? But I'm gonna save that for another time. But yes, I know what you're all thinking, and we're gonna go ahead and I will go ahead and give that grace, okay, for right now. We will touch on that another time. Right now, I just want to share the information his mom shared because we wanted her out there speaking for her son, and she did. So, what we learned is she shared a bunch of diverse photos. They do show Sebastian's hair is blonde in many of them. KP did explain, Holly, that's exactly, Holly said, I wonder if they have recent photos. And that's exactly where my mind's going to. And Holly, I think I'm going to address that on a different live rather than this one because I want to just stay focused on having a little grace today. It's important. She came out and I want her to come out more. I really do. And she came out without CP. And I hate to say this but I'm going to. So excuse me not having grace right now. It was a breath of fresh air to not hear him blurting in, interrupting, and taking over the narrative. That is my opinion. Okay, that is my opinion. Thank you, Jay Zolly. Thank you for saying thank you to KP. Shadows, thank you for saying kudos to KP. And you know what? Exactly, Holly. It could be baby steps in the right direction. Maybe KP's decided, well, I'm going to get out there and speak for my son, and I want to speak. And she did. She spoke. So she really did. And she didn't have him with her. She explained that Sebastian's hair lightens a lot very easily with the sun and the lighting. That's why I think we have brown and blonde in the description because many of us have talked about that. If it doesn't continue, then she did it today and we'll just keep trying to bring him home, but I hope it means that she will continue without him. Okay. So, Sebastian loves fireworks, she explained. There are certain kinds of noises that bother Sebastian. Sudden noises, unexpected noises. I know, Starlito. I know. I know. I'm just trying to have grace because we wanted her to come out for the birthday. And she did. He loves fireworks. They, for a long time, thought he hated fireworks, but they found out when they got him the soundproof headphones like you wear at a gun range, a shooting range, and they put them on, it was the noise that bothered him. He loved looking at them. So Sebastian loves fireworks. Sebastian loves the planets. There are certain loud noises when they are sudden, he can't stand them. There's certain days he'll crank the radio in the car and love listening, and there's other days he needs it turned down. If he's having fun in a noisy environment where he's enjoying himself, he copes with the noises. Hi, Frank. Hello, everyone coming in. Sebastian. And although those photos were young, she said she wanted to give a diversity of who he was. I'm not sure why she did not incorporate ones above 8th grade. I do not know. KP did say she was on there because she wants Sebastian to know that he is loved and that We're still looking for him. She did say, "We all love him." Both his dads, which I have a problem with that. He has one dad. His whole family, not just me, we all love him. Now you can take that message with a grain of salt or however you wanna take that. Um, I I do wanna say that a whole family who loves a child who's missing needs to be doing a little bit more, and we'll just leave it there. They talked about in his smile, his laugh, his sense of humor being contagious, and filling a room. He's a Swiftie, by the way. We knew that. He loves Taylor Swift, but gets embarrassed about it when you tell him he's got a crush on her. He's a Swiftie. KP said he loves all kind of music. She's not one to ask about artists because she doesn't remember their names, but she mentioned Swiftie, Ed Sheeran, things like that. KP said no one is going to stop until they bring him home. She does believe he's going to come home. We need that hope. We need that hope. And I want her in front of the camera, not for us talking, but in case Sebastian is watching, if we want what's best for Sebastian, he needs to hear his mouth. I know, Nicey, it's hard. It's hard for me too. Yes. Do I have Swifties in the house? Do I have Swifties in the house? I'm actually making a Swiftie holiday wreath for a friend. I should have made one and given you all a chance to. Maybe next year I'll make a few extras. Okay, I have Swifties in the house. I'll remember that. I'm actually creating a Swiftie wreath for a friend niece who is a Swiftie fan. Katie would like to pay it forward. Even after they bring him home, Katie does believe he's coming home. So, with that said, oh, I'm sorry, a Swiftie is a Taylor Swift fan. A Taylor Swift fan. Got some Taylor Swift fans. I have a bestie who's a Taylor Swift fan. Oh my goodness. Anytime I tell her about my day, she has a song to go with it. A Taylor Swift song to go with it. So, sorry, my phone's going off, but I'll call them back. So, she wants to pay it forward. So, she would like to start a scholarship that will support other families. Meaning, Sebastian likes to help people. That's his favorite thing to do. He loves to know he's helping. This will this they want to pay it forward with a scholarship to help families of other missing children. Maybe if they have a siblings, anything, something like that. So they're trying to put together a scholarship in honor of Sebastian, and they will continue the scholarship, paying it forward once Sebastian is home. And she feels Sebastian will really like that. Bridget, they said today might just be the beginning of KP starting to crack. It could be. It could be. And I think it was really important she didn't bring him on. Town Chat, thank you for donating a virtual gift card. Oh, half of you in the house have not hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up and get this out there. A lot of people do not know that she made a presence today. Please hit that thumbs up. So they want to start kind of paying it forward for what everyone has done. She said she appreciates what everyone's been doing, trying to keep the awareness out there, asking that we keep the focus on Sebastian. I would ask that in return that we keep the focus on Sebastian and not CP going on the internet worrying about what people are saying about him, in my opinion. If he could just keep his self out of it and not keep going on about how he's being treated, what people are saying about him, how about start talking about Sebastian? So I agree with that. Please hit that thumbs up. Hey, Nana Rocks. Hey, Mrs. Nobody. Hi, Holly. I know that many of you feel too little, too late. I have the same feelings in my stomach, but for today, Sebastian's birthday, if he's watching, he's happy he heard his mother. Okay, that's all I can say. And I wouldn't want to be in anyone's shoes on the date of a birthday of a missing child, whether you're involved, whether you're not involved. Because even if you're involved, your heart's breaking, hopefully, for what you did. If you're not involved, your heart's breaking because you have no idea what's going on, where your child is. Yes, I see CP as a distraction. He loves the attention. I was shocked not to see him in costume today making jokes to get the attention back on himself. She's out there. TJ, I agree. I do. I'm just trying to, for Sebastian, this is his day. I'm trying, if you go read my community post I put out 2 hours ago, you know how I feel. KP wants to put out a scholarship for families of missing children. In thanks and honor of Sebastian, because Sebastian likes to help people, she'd like to continue to do it once Sebastian is home. We will see. Does she start a scholarship fund? I don't know. She's also saying she would like to create another t-shirt for Sebastian. I didn't know she had created one. She said she wants to create another t-shirt for Sebastian, so we'll see if that indeed happens. She's asking you to continue to pass out the legit flyers. Now, one thing that was brought up is this was really interesting to me. A clip from the news was brought forth. Remember the FBI update? Well, they did a news Channel 5 Nick Barris clip about the FBI update. And then they had opened the floor to KP about, being able to address information in that video. She said, well, you nailed it. That's the information and there's no new info. Now, one thing I wish she would have done is said, KP, there's new information in here. Can you tell us, do you know it's a yellow flashlight? I also wish the creator had went over a timeline at the end of law enforcement's timeline, not KP's timeline, law enforcement, what they've said, the facts, the very little, but she's put it in a timeline. I wish if someone has KP on their channel and has a chance to talk to her, there's certain things that have to be known. One of which is, what time did you last see Sebastian? Because she says she went to bed at 11. She said she went to bed at midnight. One of the scenarios, as she was going into bed, he was up. She was in the kitchen. We need a timeline. That's what's going to help. That's what's going to help. I wish she had been asked, what time exactly? What was Sebastian doing in the home? Did he log on to any electronics? I wish someone would say to her, what theory might be going through your mind if you locked the doors and went to sleep, Sebastian was in the house, you woke up in the morning, Sebastian was gone, and the doors were still locked. I would love to hear that kind of, what is she thinking? Now, she's been talking a little bit in some of the things that, about him being taken or possibly allegedly trafficked. We heard that in the PI thing. What is her theory? Because she was home. How did they get him out of the house? Is she thinking he walked out and someone grabbed him. I want to know this, and I'm not being snarky. Yeah, would you believe it? That I guess, see, Tully's, you're right. But I wish someone would ask her that. I wish someone would ask her those questions. What time did you go to bed? Was there, the phone call again, there's things, but she was on there, I guess, not to question that, but to let her talk. But when she said to KP, do you have anything you want to add to that? I, as a mother, would have gone in, and I know we can't put ourselves in the shoes, gone in and said, this isn't correct. This isn't correct. I didn't hear a bang. I heard a thud. Whatever the case may be, there's a lot to correct in that FBI update, in my opinion. But she said, you nailed it. There's no new info. KP tried to assure us that Ellie is actively, sorry, you guys can hear my dog growl, like rolling, trying to get my attention. Ellie is actively looking. Yes, she said Ellie is actively looking, and they are following up on all tips they deem are credible. Now, I'm sorry. We've seen the father jump into the car and drive to Bristol, and they didn't make one call. I'm the one who was involved, as well as person in this chat, with the ransoms. There was cricket, silence. There have been other. How about the Spokane, Washington International Airport? Someone thought they saw Sebastian. They gave me the date, the gate, the time, the description of the companion. It was months later. They couldn't get a hold of law enforcement. Yes, they don't take us credible, I guess. We pace the floors during ransom, right, Doodle Mom? So I'm going to beg to differ with that. And you know what? I listened to a mom the other day say she was at the police station every day. That's how she spent her days when her child was missing. I implore every parent to do that when you have someone missing. Go to the police station, hang out, and let them know. I'm here. I'm not leaving. We need to find my child. Right? She's asked the crazy nonsense to stop. And I think, I'm still going with Grace. She said it's hindering the investigation. I agree. 100% I agree. However, I will say this, and I'm going to bring up a comment here in a second because it's an important one. I'm going to pause for a second. I agree, but the nonsense is from this ever-changing timeline. We need a timeline. What time did she go to bed? What time did he take out the trash exactly? Did he log into anything when he was home? Was he in his room playing with a paperclip? We don't know what he was doing for 2 hours or more. The details about that day, bowling at the Strike and Spare, then video games, then a 10 to 15 minute stop-in at the front desk. We need the details, the accurate details. And when we don't get them, that is what's nonsense. And we need those details. Anyone, any parent would need to give the accurate details, not a 3-hour phone call that's been logged and all agencies have logged it and vetted it. Then it switched to a 2-hour phone call. Then we find out he's putting the skirts on his RV during that time. She was studying for a course, then fell asleep. The dogs were put up at, and it was midnight. Then it's 11. It's a noise, it's a thud, it's a bang now. So we need details so we can bring him home. So I just wish that we had gotten not the law enforcement timeline, an actual timeline. It just frustrates me because we wanna help, but how do you help when and how do you talk about nonsense when the first stage of nonsense came out of her mouth? And I'm being as gracious as I can about that, forgive me. Yes, people are credible, Caroline Miller is saying. They make themselves credible by being genuine. If you're not genuine, you are disingenuous, and if you're not genuine and you're not credible, you're not telling the truth. And when we have different bedtimes, different last times you saw him, different words that were spoken the last time, that is hard for anyone to fathom. Then you leave the house. The world went bananas. So maybe now she's come forward without CP. We didn't have all his F words and nonsense and crystal clears and let me say this. I'm rude, I'm brash, or whatever he says. It was not there. So I hope she comes out and I hope that channel will keep having her come out because it's for Sebastian. Sharon, I get it. I get it. I get it, Sharon. I support Seth 100%, but I support Sebastian, who needed to hear his mother on his birthday. Yes. Am I trying with grace to point out the BS? I am. Okay. I am doing my best to be gracious and point out the BS. The nonsense began with her. Okay. And we have seen nothing but nonsense, in my opinion, from the person she's married to. And that started the chaos, and I think that was their point, in my opinion. But let's keep going. What else? Oh, share his face, share his story. We have been doing that. We always do that. And I continue to do that, please. One thing that she said is wherever she goes, she leaves a flyer and a Sebastian bracelet and a baby Jesus. Absolutely, we can all say something to Sebastian celebrating his birthday in the chat. First of all, let's fill this chat with green hearts. Please fill the chat with green hearts, and we will real quick take a break and play our song for Sebastian or for our channel. It pertains to all the missing children, including Sebastian. Just gonna take a little break.
We gather here as a family, searching clues to find the missing kids around this world, searching far and wide, things that make us cry. Sometimes they are found safe, but many don't get out alive. We fight for justice, for the voiceless. We help one another look for evidence, turn it in and hope they listen to the clues we found, even if it is small. These children are blessings and didn't ask for this. But some aren't even given simple things like love, a little hug, I'm proud of you, just a compliment. Crime Time Buzz is always there looking for answers and help us find you out there. Are you hiding from someone that hurts you? Or did they remove you from this earth because they simply didn't care? Just so you know, America cares. We cry. You notice that you're missing from a dinner table, a holiday, another birthday come and gone. God is with you, my darling, we're trying to find you, searching every day, just so you can play another day. Don't give up on those that really care. You are precious and beautiful, smart and kind, and tomorrow we hope to find you. You are precious and beautiful, smart and kind, and tomorrow we hope to find you. Oh, you.
And that beautiful song is compliments of our dear sweet Maud, "Be kind to everyone." Thank you so much, I just love it, and thank you for all the green hearts. I know people are starting to get emotional and revved up in the chat. I'm just the messenger, and I'm trying my best to what I read my community posts, you've watched my channel, you know how I feel. But I'm just if I were Sebastian, I'd wanna see both my parents doing something for me on that day. So, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, that she was asked she did say all kids are unique. The one thing she's been learning, like, I think she said from the autism, you know, about autism for all the families, not learning, but wants to share is no two of their kiddos are alike. No two kids are alike, she said, they're all unique. And so where one child may respond a certain way, another one may not. And that came from KP. And she said, please share. Oh, she was asked what she wanted to share with Sebastian, and she said, "Happy birthday, my bubba." And then she went on, "Thank you to all of you. We want to find Sebastian and bring him home. One day, they wanted one day, the nonsense gone and of Sebastian to be focused on." She said, "He's most important. We are going to bring him home. He always has been most important and always will be." And that is the information that she shared with us. And I do have the link in the description for you. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you. You're always missed. Hi, SI officer. I wanted to read a comment that was in our comments. Let me go ahead and pull it because I do want to address this. It's very sad. The Devil's Queen. This is my fourth Christmas without my late newborn, and I have no interest in any holidays. I don't even want anything but my son. Devil's Queen. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless other than we're here for you. We got you. And I can only imagine. Holidays seem so minute and irrelevant when you're longing for someone you've lost. Truly. Truly, truly, truly. Yes, at the pig fest, right? TJ saying we tried to pass out flyers and you said no. It's a hard one. It really is. And I believe the nonsense began with the way the mother and stepfather presented themselves, yes, or didn't present themselves, let's say. But I am very glad that both of them, so if Sebastian's watching, remember Michelle Knight from the Cleveland Three, she was the one who didn't have a parent getting up there talking for her. And when she was found, they didn't even know she was missing anymore. When she was found, she didn't go to her mom. She said, "I never want to see her again." And she went to Gina DeJesus's house. So, but there's a lot to be said about some things that I want to talk about, not on this live, because I do want to keep it focused on Sebastian. If indeed we can start seeing mom come out without stepdad, and if mom could give one timeline, admit it, you know, just like the time she came out at the 1 year and said, admitted that they had misrepresented Sebastian. Come out and admit. We all listened to the 13 bedtimes, right? We've all listened to the 32 excuses of what was going on from the time they got home to the time they woke up at 6 a.m. Reading for class, putting up the dogs, talking on the phone, falling asleep, all of the above. Just bite it and tell the truth, because anyone who loves a child who's missing, you have to tell the truth to get them home. You can't plead the fifth. You cannot plead the fifth. And you can legally, but there should be no self-incrimination if you speak, if you have no knowledge, right? And no one should let a man or a woman tell them that they can't go to a restaurant to honor their child. That you never let an adult become bigger, another new relationship become bigger than what you have with your child. We need the truth. We absolutely need the truth. Yes, when scripts are written, that's the VA Dynamic says it's like a low budget script. That's about as good as your BS gets, Katie. And I agree with you right there. The script is ludicrous. He wa Because the only thing that would propel Sebastian to leave barefoot without money, without his phone in the dark of the night and no coat on, would be running for his life. And I do worry when I say that because it takes me to little man, Littlefoot, saying, oh, darn, I just lost that the emotional roller coaster began on Sunday night. The first reporter they spoke to, that's how she started the show. That Christopher Proudfoot, the stepfather, says it all began as an emotional roller coaster on Sunday night. No one has addressed that because what does he mean? KP saying everything was normal. He was in a good mood. He was around the family. Even the family commented on how he was so well behaved. They had their fun day, which is lots of holes are coming into now. But make that make sense. Does that make sense to you? Yes, she was on tonight. The link is in the description. She was on tonight without CP. She was on Duchess. The link is in the description. Please don't leave me yet. You can go over there and watch it after. I just wanted to get it out to you. She did share many photos. There are younger photos of Sebastian. There are photos of her with CP and Sebastian. But what happened? What happened from young Sebastian and CP to Sebastian as a teenager in CP? Well, we know they got married not long ago. He may have been in his life half his life, but he wasn't married for half his life. Could it have been a new marriage? Could it have been now that we're married? Some people think, well, now that I'm married, I can, discipline and act a certain way. I don't know, but I didn't see photos of him as a teenager with them. It's a young boy. What happened? Sometimes when someone gets married into a situation, they feel they have a certain kind of control. I'm not accusing, I'm theorizing. Yes, there's a lot to question here. Sandy Meemaw, in my opinion, said he wasn't able to stand up to him before. Sebastian was getting fed up. Great point. Great point. I've had some things come to mind today as I was watching different videos too. And I really think that the custody plays a huge role. We've talked many times about that comment. He thought he was going to let me get me thrown out of my own home. I've told you many times, I feel that's a motive. I think it's a foundation of a motive. What if getting faith was so important and you now have a child who's out crying, telling what's happening? Think about it. And then there's this control of the narrative, the intimidation and the control. Like when she's talking to the PI about the trespassing, right? He says, show me your phone. And KP shows hers. why even react that way? I would have rather than show him the phone, I would have showed him the finger. Okay. He goes, no, hers. I mean, that's what Sebastian was living amidst. But mom spoke. Mom did a show today. They raised a lot of money for the American Autism. I think that's who it was. Sorry, guys. The American Autism Association, yes. She says they're going to pay it forward by getting a scholarship together in Sebastian's name for families of missing children. What maybe they have a sibling who needs something, and they will continue to do that when they bring him home. Everything, Holly said, I was looking at pictures tonight too and had the same thought. What happened? Everything seemed okay for a good long while, right? And then suddenly, well, also that marriage certificate, maybe he felt more permanent, the big man, the big father figure, right? No, we didn't see the pictures from the phone on the Texas Roadhouse. No, I've never seen them. I don't think we ever will. The photos she shared tonight on Duchess are all of a young Sebastian. Let me go ahead and show you the one. I didn't want to take them all because that was their live. So let me share with you guys. This is one of them, and it's cute as a button because he is cute as a button. Look at him. But there were a lot of them in this age, a little bit older, and I think I would say his 8th grade graduation is the oldest. Someone's asking a scholarship in his name. That only happens when a person is deceased. She said she would like to start it and then continue it when she brings him home. So, I don't know, guys. I just want to bring him home. I want to focus on where in the heck is Sebastian, and I can't leave the home because he didn't leave the home, in my opinion, on his own. And we're going to be talking about that more as things come up. But I think it's super important. I think it's super important that the truth, if the mom doesn't give us one story, of course, everyone's looking. If mom gives different times, of course, everyone's looking. If mom gives different variations, of course, everyone's looking. Because we've lived Kaylee Anthony, although she was not charged. We've lived, we'll look at Ashley Buzzard right now. We've lived the twins from Bakersfield, California, the West Boys. They weren't searching, and they're behind bars. We've lived Oakley Carlson. They weren't searching. They've had unrelated charges, but putting them behind bars, but they haven't spoken. They believe possibly mom may have sold her for a gambling debt. We had so many. I mean, Candace Bly, she's not out searching. We don't know if she's responsible, but I think we all are looking at her because she's not out searching. So let's tell the world this. If you're the mother of a missing child or a father and you want to be received well by the world, be out there searching and doing media interviews and have one truth. Unicorn of Hope says, what is the statute of limitations on CPS abuse reports? I don't know, but if there is a statute of limitations and a child is missing, wouldn't they have some sort of a grace for that? It's a travesty, but I want to say if Sebastian was looking for both parents today, he heard from them both. He really did. Is Lolly not feeling well? Hope you feel better, Lolly. She has said, yes, she said several times tonight when she brings him home. When we bring him home, excuse me, not when I bring him home. She said, when we bring him home. That's another concern. Doesn't make sense he will be back when he is 18. That's another thing that came from the stepfather, who also said, we'll never find him. This is the $1,000,000 question. Well, my $1,000,000 question is, how do people have $1,000,000 homes? But we'll move on. He continues to say things. He is a deflector. But I think it's really important to point out he was leaving KP when this happened. So he has involvement and family involvement, in my opinion, or he would have turned his back on her. That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. So I'm going to the chat now. If you're in the bushes real quick, we have some questions, some statements. Oh, you did? Lowly says she talked about doing a scholarship in honor of Sebastian over a month ago. Well, she must have been listening and used your idea. I don't know, my friend. Well, I think let me check and see if Sumner County has put out a statement. They hadn't when we were live this morning. Let's see if they have. Hold on. Let me look at one more place. Let me look at one more place. Okay. We do have an article from WSMV. Went out an hour ago. Says Clarksville, Tennessee. This is WSMV4. Clarksville, Tennessee. Sebastian Rogers turned 17 Saturday, marking the second birthday since the teen with autism disappeared from his mother's home in Hendersonville in February of 2024. Well, he turned 17 today, just so you know that, December 7th. His father, Seth Rogers, spent the day at a Clarksville Culver's restaurant, which gave away free malts and handed out flyers in honor of his son's birthday. Flyers get taken down. People sometimes think he's been found and he hasn't been found, Seth said. In the nearly 2 years since Sebastian went missing, Seth Rogers has traveled across multiple states following leads. He said he has put more than 36,000 miles on his truck searching for his son. It's nothing but gas and mileage on my vehicle. Finding my son's worth more than that, he said. It's my job and my duty as a father, as a parent, to go down every rabbit hole I can to find my son. Amen, Seth. Because at the bottom of one of those will be Sebastian. Let me read that quote again. That's beautiful. It's my job and my duty as a father, as a parent, to go down every rabbit hole I can to find my son, because at the bottom of one of those will be Sebastian. Amen. Seth's search has taken him to Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, Mississippi, and other states. He said he wants the FBI to take control of the investigation, a request he feels has been ignored. They may not like me saying it, but I'm invested. It's my son. They're not. It's just another person to them, and I refuse to accept that, Seth Rogers said. Good for you, Seth. Since the investigation started back in 2024, Seth says calls between himself and investigators have dwindled. Through community organization, the search has become a nationwide headline, garnering attention from organizations across the country. Seth says no matter what it takes, he's going to do all he can to bring his son home safely. This will be another birthday. It's going to be another Christmas if he's not found before then. It's just something that a parent never wants to actually have to go through, he said. He directed a message to his son. If you are seeing this, Sebastian, my phone number is still the same. Call me. I will come and pick you up. I don't care where you're at. If I've got to get a boat, I'll come pick you up, son. I'm looking for you and I won't stop until I find you. I love you, boy, and I will always love you. I love that. Sebastian's missing persons case continues to be investigated by Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, and the FBI. What Seth is asking for is the FBI to take the lead. Seth says it's not only his son's case, but the case of hundreds of other missing children that need to continue to be prioritized. Amen. I think it's ridiculous that people can't put aside their pettiness and their ego to help find a missing child, and it needs to happen. It needs to not just happen here. We have too many missing children in the U.S. Seth added that the best thing the community can do to help in the search is keep their eyes open and keep distributing flyers. The current reward from the FBI is $50,000. And then you have the $450 from Dog at Night and their collaborators. If you can't, I'm just going to say something. The first person you should be able to clear is the last person that was with the child. And we are at 650 days, and his mother, who was last with him, has not been cleared. Now, if you maybe give one timeline and one narrative, you're cleared. But as long as you have numerous, how could they clear her? She's not cleared. That's step number one. Step number two, also immediately, you check out all the registered sex offenders in the area. That is immediate. Within 50 days, the PI found one living near Sebastian that law enforcement had not even spoken to. That is unbelievable. I don't even know what kind of an excuse that could come out with. They could come out with for that, because they'd have to tell that one to the Department of Justice, because they put out field guides for this kind of stuff. We read them. They should know them. They have training. You go right to all the RSOs. You don't pick and choose a couple. Then telling that PI, yeah, sure, you can talk to him. Get up out of your chair and do it. You never know. We just never know what's, someone could pass someone off, or look what could be happening in Summer's case right now. Yes, they're searching Van Hill Road. Yes, that's not where the parents live. Yes, many individuals think, regardless of where she's found nearby there, that possibly they passed her off for something in return. Hopefully we'll have answers to that soon also. Let's get answers to all these. Michael Vaughn went missing around the same time as Summer. There's an arrest. But Chief Huff reached out to the Cold Case Foundation. He wanted a fresh set of eyes, and they helped. That's why you saw Chris McDonough standing behind J.D. Huff at that press conference, where J.D. Huff, the chief of police, is putting up the 4 suspects. A very powerful sheriff would do that, put out their pictures and say, you don't take one of ours and get away with it. We need that in this case. But the agency with jurisdiction is Sumner County. Sumner County has to ask the Cold Case Foundation like J.D. Huff did. Craddock does. He hasn't. He has to ask the marshals. He has been asked to ask the marshals. He won't. It doesn't make sense, but whether it is the investigation, whether it is the fact that there's not a single narrative that tells one story, the same story from the last person who saw him, whether it is the timeline of the day turning to have holes in it, whatever it is, everyone needs to get their act together, and find Sebastian. I don't care if you went to high school together. I don't care if you were in the Navy together. I don't care if you're in the Masons together. It's illegal to have a child missing. He's not a runaway. It's a crime. And wherever this problem is, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's Katie's story, whether it's CP deflecting and changing, I know, let me make this crystal clear. He walked through that front door and stood on my porch. Really? You weren't even home. How do you know? You didn't have cameras. How do you know? Explain that one, friends. Explain that one. How does he know that? Now he doesn't know it, remember, because now he heard from a neighbor that can't be it because he would have locked the door with the code pad and it would have illuminated and been caught on ring. But how in the world is someone who isn't home so crystal clear that he walked out that front door and stood on that porch? Because he was trying to push a narrative, in my opinion. Or there's a little bit of truth, but I don't think he walked out. He was carried. Mary George, that was my next statement, and I'm so glad you brought it up. Why is Seth the only one asking for the FBI to be involved, the marshals to be involved, the Cold Case Foundation to be involved? Hi, Nick the Hat. How are you? Thank you for your sweet donation. Appreciate you. Why is that? All the parents should be asking for it to be escalated. But KP says that she believes law enforcement is acting on every tip that they find credible. So maybe she doesn't, but as a parent, you're going to ask it to go to the highest agency. It's been almost 2 years. Why would you wait? But everyone should be asking for this to be escalated. When Sebastian's 18 years old, which is now in 365 days, the U.S. Marshals will not get involved. Hey, Nick, how you doing? Good to see you. Really good to see you. Katie was on a channel tonight, so I just shared with everyone what went down. Lots of photos, etc. They're younger photos. But she was there. And that's if it's Sebastian's birthday. And like I said, for Sebastian to hear that his mother's up there, hear her, is important. It's not for us. For him to know his dad's at Culver's, and we just read the news article. Beautiful message to Sebastian. That's important to Sebastian because we don't want a Michelle Knight situation where Sebastian didn't see his mother and felt so deflated. It's a lifeline. We want him to have that lifeline, whether we like her, whether we don't like her, whether we think she's lying, whether we think she's truthful, whatever the case may be. It's for Sebastian, and he needs those lifelines. Whatever he's going through, I pray he is alive and well and listening and heard his mother tonight and saw the interview with his dad. Because that's the lifelines missing children need. Yes, the pictures are very young of him. Very young. They're not of age. And so, I am going to address the gap in the pictures with CP, but not tonight because I want to leave it with a little grace and focus on Sebastian. I truly do. Because what he needed. We were upset she wasn't going to Culver's. She made an appearance. I'm grateful for that because it's not about how I feel about her. Sebastian needs to know she gives a hoot he's missing. And on his birthday, he saw from both parents, and that's important. That's so important. TJ, we still have not seen the pictures from the Texas Roadhouse. They are not included in those that we saw today. Yes, the oldest photo that was shared, and I put the link in my description. The oldest that was shared was 8th grade graduation with his 2 favorite teachers. We've seen that one before. Yes, I said hi to Nick. Thank you. Thank you so much. Be kind to everyone. I said hello to him, and everyone, Nick's in the chat if you'd like to say hello to him. Thank you. Be kind to everyone. If she would TJ says, "That's what I'm saying, if she'd show the picture of the night he went missing, the one she took of him, that would be awesome." Absolutely. That's the same thing Candace Bly did, Summer's mom. She allegedly took a picture of that night, of her day, of her sleeping on milk jugs and swimming in the was that called a lake? Warriors Path Pond or whatever, but those weren't what we got for the flyers. That made me wonder if that day was not that day for Summer. We will see. But Summer also, there's younger photos, longer hair in a bob, big, robust, pink little cheeks. And that's not how Summer looked 6 months later when she disappeared. Her head was shaved. She had dark circles under her eyes. And if you see the photos of her like the night or two before, she looks very sickly and thin. Very sickly and thin. So children need a lifeline. They need to hear their parents. And if you're a parent and you're not out there and you're not speaking for your child, you do have to remember that the world has been having to watch the Susan Smiths who lied and didn't search. Ashley Buzzard right now not searching for Melody. The West Boys' adoptive parents who lost him and claim they were searching, they didn't search. They're behind bars now. It just doesn't turn out well. And I'm not accusing anyone in this case, but you got to do more because everyone has scars still from Casey Anthony, even though she wasn't convicted, of so many parents who haven't searched, who aren't searching, and then it ends in tragedy. So if that is not the case, forgive us. But when your behavior mocks mothers who have murdered, I'm sorry. We're doing our best for Sebastian. 17 years old, my friends. 17 years old. He's missed 2 birthdays. He's about to miss his 2nd Christmas. I hope we can bring him home and find him before then. I don't know what the case is. What we need to find him is we need someone to speak up. Speak up. Do it for Sebastian. Don't protect people. Do it for Sebastian. Look at him. He's worth it. He's a human being. Do it for Sebastian. Yes. Thank you. Michelle said that we have a Darlene Martier feel to this case. I was trying to think of her name. She's another one. Remember the silly string? Wasn't she the one with the silly string birthday at the cemetery? Yeah, and sometimes, they're not searching. But the tragedy, that's what we see. Mothers and fathers who don't search, we usually see it ends in tragedy, a recovery, and an arrest. I hope that's not the case. I don't want it to be that one of Sebastian's parents is involved in what happened to him. But you know what? You know what, though? If it is, then I want them arrested. no matter what child or person it is, right? Well, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and, oops, sorry. Hold on one second. See if check and X, hold on, let me check X for an update. I'm going to play this one with you first, and then we'll check for another one. This is credit to At Night, and we'll play it while Nick's in the house, and then I see there's another one that's up, so I'll play that before we end.
Tomorrow, a young man named Sebastian Rogers should be blowing out 17 candles. Instead, there's an empty bedroom, an empty chair at the table, and a family still waiting for their boy to come home. Sebastian has been missing since February 25th, 2024. He is not a headline. He is not a case number. He is a son, a grandson, a friend, a kid who should be planning his future, not lost in the unknown. Tomorrow, on what should be his 17th birthday, we're asking you to stop and stand with him at 9:17 a.m., 1:17 p.m., and 7:17 p.m., wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Please pause for a moment of silence. 3 quiet moments. 1 for Sebastian, 1 for his family, 1 for every child still missing, still out there, still needing to be found. Use those moments to picture Sebastian's face, to say his name, to whisper a prayer, send a thought, or simply hold space for hope. And when that silence ends, we ask one more thing. Share his flyer, share his story. Look twice at the faces you pass. If you know something, anything, come forward. 17 years should be a beginning, not a question mark. Tomorrow, let's show Sebastian's family and every family still searching that they are not alone. 3 moments of silence. 1 loud message. Sebastian, we haven't forgotten you, and we are still looking.